Dan, from your perspective, let's talk about it, because you don't have to say anything about the way you pick a jury or how your colleagues pick a jury or anything like that, right? I wouldn't want you to do that. But race in this case, to me, obviously a part, but apparently not a part of the deliberations. Good thing, bad thing? Did they miss something here?
Well, first of all, the jurors seemed very thoughtful. She said they went through the evidence, they debated it, they even tried to reenact part of the crime, so they put a lot of time into this. Race is not an element of the crime. However, part of the defense is that there was self-defense, and whether the defendant had a reasonable belief that there was imminent harm is part of the jury's thinking. So whether race was in his mind and that made him have an unreasonable belief that there was an imminent harm, that's relevant in that sense. They didn't specifically explore that, but that's the only way that I would see it relevant here.
All right. And Jordan Davis's father was very concerned about the use of the word thug music and the way that Michael Dunn used that word thug in other statements that he made, then denied it. So, interesting take. We're going to talk more about Jordan Davis's father, because guess who he wants to visit in jail? Michael Dunn. Why? Let me go back to Dan Schorr, former prosecutor, joining our dream team today. Dan, what Ron Davis wants is he wants to be able to heal himself, but he wants Dunn to be able to heal, and he wants to be able to forgive his son's killer. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that until Dunn sits down with him. Do you think that meeting ever takes place, whether it's 6 months from now, 6 years from now?
I doubt it. First of all, your heart has to go out to Mr. Davis for all he's going through. Can't even imagine the pain he's feeling. But Michael Dunn has another trial coming up, and even if he's convicted, even if he's sentenced, even if the appeals are all over, he's still going to be fighting for his freedom at some point because he's facing life in prison. It's hard to see him sitting down with the father, although I can understand why it's desired, so there could be some closure.
It's a sad, tragic case. Now, the only sliver of good news here is that the mom did, in fact, survive the stabbing, so she's still alive. But this young woman, who's a mother herself, has to be dealt with our system of justice. Let's bring in our dream team. This might be one where maybe prosecutors and defense, we all get together and we agree that this is someone who may, in fact, be not guilty by reason of insanity.
A mental disease or defect evaluation is definitely in order. In this particular case.
And people look at those cases a lot, and it's tough to get a jury to agree, but there are times, right, Dan, when prosecutors and the defense will agree. We both get experts, or we get an independent expert who says, guess what, she was not, she didn't know right from wrong at the time.
Right, and there's a lot of cases where the defendant's just caught, so they use an insanity defense, and it's not really legitimate. Here, from what we see, she clearly has some kind of delusions, or she's doing a very good job of acting like she has them. There probably will be an evaluation. The important thing is not only getting her the help she needs, but making sure she's not a threat to society in the future. So there might be some kind of inpatient incarceration where it's not a real jail, but it's some kind of psychiatric facility.
Yeah, and the two parts are so important here. It's number one, she can get better, but you got to protect everyone else.